Temperatures, the rain chances, and that full weather coming up later in the show.
I'm Samantha Loren, your St. Martin Parish reporter. A few weeks after a recall mail-out for Councilwoman Janice Anthony was sent to Districts 1, 2, and 4, labeled paid for by concerned citizens of District 4, a recall petition was requested. The petition, dated August 15th, was designated by Kenral Francois and Ernest Bing. The reasons for the recall stated unfit for office, has not represented the needs of the community. On Tuesday, I spoke with Bing about receiving the mail out. 2 days later, he filed for a recall letter.
I had intentions on filing it, and I believe what the people need to understand is that the voters have the power, and we elect those to represent us as a public servant. And when that job is not being done, then we have the right to usurp that authority.
Bing says his intent to file came after arguments during the last council meeting between Anthony and Mayor Jason Willis.
I'm Edge Dussaint, your North Lafayette Parish reporter. A Lafayette homeowner is struggling to rebuild her home after a fire destroyed it, only to discover that official records do not acknowledge her property's existence. Vanessa Pastor, who purchased the home in March 2022, is still in the process of obtaining a building permit, a process she says has come with a slew of obstacles. According to Pastor, she was informed that her property wasn't located on a lot of record and that Lafayette Consolidated Government never issued her an official address.
The Lafayette Parish GIS map shows my neighbor's metal shed. The tax assessor map has my address correct and shows my property. All of my property documents describe the property.
Records show that Pastor's original house was built in 1980, and tax records confirmed her ownership and payments. LCG confirmed that they did not issue Pastor's address, though she has been using the 2308 Pinhook Road address for years. In a statement from Chief Communications Officer Jamie Boudreau, she said LCG has conducted a field verification and they will be issuing the 2308 address to Ms. Pastor.
Lafayette Consolidated Government released an official statement today addressing which law enforcement agency is responsible for maintaining safety at UL Science Museum. According to LCG, the UL Police Department is the primary agency responsible for the security of all activities that take place at the museum and in the immediate area, and the Lafayette Police Department will continue to assist in a supporting role.
Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris, in her first major policy speech, casting herself as a champion of the middle class.
Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
Harris acknowledging that even as inflation slows, middle-class families are still feeling the pinch. The vice president says she's been there.
Later in college, I worked at McDonald's to earn spending money. Well, some of the people I worked with were raising families on that paycheck. They worked second or even third jobs to pay rent and buy food. That only gets harder when the cost of living goes up.
Harris zeroing in on pocketbook issues, proposing a ban on corporate price gouging on food and groceries, up to $25,000 in down payment support for first-time homeowners, a tax credit of up to $6,000 for families with a newborn, and capping the cost of insulin at $35 and out-of-pocket expenses for prescription drugs at $2,000. Tonight, many questions remain about how Harris would get her plan through Congress and how it would be paid for. But in North Carolina, the vice president focused on drawing a contrast with Donald Trump.
He plans to give billionaires massive tax cuts year after year. You know, I think that if you want to know who someone cares about, look who they fight for.
And she attacked Trump's proposal for tariffs on all imports.
It will mean higher prices on just about every one of your daily needs. A Trump tax on gas, a Trump tax on food, a Trump tax on clothing, a Trump tax on over-the-counter medication.
Tonight, the Trump campaign firing back, bashing Harris's economic plan as extremely damaging and a massive expansion of government control.
Now, North Carolina is a state that Donald Trump won twice, but Harris is gaining ground here in the polls, and she's hoping to make a dent. This weekend, she's barnstorming Battleground, Pennsylvania with Tim Walz, trying to keep up this momentum all the way through the Democratic National Convention. Selena Wang, ABC News, North Carolina.
I was naturally athletic, but it took me a little time to really see where I was going with it.
Lorevil's Dylan Singleton is the perfect crossover athlete. The 6'4", 280-pound lineman plays both offense and defense and is the key to the Tigers' success.
Going both sides, it takes a lot, especially with stamina. And when you could do both sides, that makes you a better player, I feel like, overall.
He moves really well, and for his size, it's amazing how well he can pull. We run a lot of power, we run a ton of counter, and we count on those guys.
24/7 Sports ranked him as the 40th player in the state because of his ability to control the line of scrimmage. He's also earned college offers from schools ranging from Houston to Louisiana. But the rising senior ultimately committed to Texas Tech, and the Red Raiders offered Singleton not as a lineman, but as an athlete.
It says a lot that they call me an athlete because, a lot of linemen, they just, big and, just could block. But I feel like as a person, I'm more than just a football player as a lineman.
And while Singleton's abilities on the football field is what made a first impression on Texas Tech, what sealed the deal is his game on the court.
They had asked me if I could dunk a basketball. They wanted me to send a video, so I sent it. Then it was like, oh, Lord, he could dunk too? So we good.
That's right, Singleton is a hooper as well. He earned best of the test in both football and basketball, and that extra pivot is what's allowed him to have a slam dunk career.
Coach Mark, he said when you was playing basketball, your feet got way a lot quicker. It's only going to benefit me.
In Laurelville, I'm Jamarcus Fitzpatrick.
And coming up in the show, 3 local college employees will be giving some extra money this weekend, heading toward their tuition, serving cold and hot brew. We will have that story for you coming up. Welcome back, Acadiana. We have another heat advisory ahead for us Saturday. This will make the 5th one this week as the summer heat continues. So heat index values between 110 to 115. But let's head over to the green screen and get a bigger overview of who is under the heat advisory for tomorrow. And that's all of Acadiana, even for the rest of the state under heat advisories as well. So very hot going into Saturday. But I do have some good news coming up, but stay tuned and I'll tell you more. But highs tomorrow, mainly in the 90s, even triple digits closer to northern Louisiana. We'll talk about at least 98 here in Lafayette. We did get up to 97 earlier this afternoon, so similar conditions ahead for Saturday. Now closer to the Gulf Coast, just a couple degrees cooler, but not by much. Still in the 90s for tomorrow. But check out the cold front. That'll stay mostly towards the north with dry air moving further south. We are still in a moist air mass here in the south, so we can see a few showers and thunderstorms popping up during the peak daytime heating.
for the next couple of days. But once that cold front moves in, we'll see some drier air filtering in. They'll bring us lower dew points as well as lower overnight temperatures. Now, as far as highs, they'll still be very hot in the 80s coming up. But for tonight, may have a few passing clouds overall. Dry for that morning commute on Saturday. Afterwards, we'll start to see those rain chances increase just a little bit towards the latter part of Saturday afternoon and early evening. Nothing widespread expected for tomorrow as well. And once we get closer to the nighttime hours, very dry for Saturday night into Sunday. So rain chances coming up about 10% for Sunday. We'll increase that just a little bit Monday, and for Tuesday and the rest of the week between 10 to 30% for showers and thunderstorms. Now, everyone will get in on the rainfall, but if you do, that will be very beneficial in your area. That can cause us a few degrees in temperatures. But overall tonight, warm temperatures again, partly cloudy skies, highs or lows mainly in the upper 70s and 80s. And for Saturday, we do it all again. Scattered showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon and evening. We also have that 5th heat advisory for this week tomorrow, as the dew points still remain high in the 70s and 80s. So that means heat index values up to at least 115 expected throughout Acadiana, and that won't be changing for Sunday either. So they'll make the 6th one once that is issued. So a perfect way to cool down is to get some ice cream. I love some ice cream. I think I had too much the last couple of weeks. But tomorrow we do have that rain chance about 40% tomorrow. They'll most likely be during the afternoon. But heat index values 109 and highs back into the upper 90s. So perfect day for a couple of scoops of ice cream. So to that 10-day forecast, highs in the upper 90s, borderline triple digits the next several days, and we'll still keep an eye out for those rain chances. Very low highest, that will be tomorrow at 40%, 10% by Sunday, 30% on Monday, and then for Tuesday and the rest of the week, still pretty low as far as the rain chances, but highs, that won't be changing, still in the upper 90s. Now we'll be a little bit closer to the mid 90s Saturday, just a couple degrees shy of the average, but 90s are still very hot to me. So the biggest takeaway still remains staying cool, staying hydrated as the summer heat rolls on. But stay tuned, we'll have another look of this 10-day forecast coming up.
Did you get your coffee yet? I'm Elijah Nixon, your St. Landry Parish reporter, and a local business owner of a coffee shop is giving 3 of his college employees a chance to make some more money as they head back to school. Coffee shop in Opelousas called Java Square is owned by a guy named Carlos Lama. He has employed workers from high school to college, but on August 17th, it will be about the college kids. Julian Kidney, Solis Shaheen, and Teresa Cavell will all run the shop by themselves on Saturday. And they will earn at least 15% of the proceeds, which can go higher if the business is booming. Carlos is happy to put this together, but it was one of the employees' idea.
I like to talk a lot. And so I remember just like bringing it up like very steadily, just here and there, little bits and pieces. But that was very early on. And I had kind of forgotten about it a little bit until I had gotten the message that it was happening. According to CNN, private colleges' tuition grew about 4%. Public universities increased 0.8% for in-state and 1% for out-of-state students. So this can be a huge help.
No, I didn't expect it to be this expensive. You definitely learn to work hard for what you're going to school for, and you just like put your best forward. So